Assalamu alaikum all. Today I'm going to be talking about 12 things I would never buy. Ramit Sempati is like a really cool finance guru sort of type person. One of the things he talks about is spending on the things that you love and cutting back mercilessly on the things that you don't. And in this video, I talk about the things that I've stopped spending money on. So yeah, just want to say welcome to Simple Muslim Money, which is all about simple halal investing and personal finance for Muslims. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is buying a new car. Now, this is something it's pretty kind of big in the personal finance space, and which is basically like buying a new car. You're losing money as soon as you buy the car and you drive out of the showroom. And yeah, it's just like much better to buy a used car in my opinion. One about 2 to 3 years old seems to be like the good sort of sweet spot. You could easily save yourself 10-15k doing that. And yeah, when you do have a new car, there's a lot of hassle looking after it, like you're worried where you're going to park it and stuff. I've never had to experience that myself, but I feel the same sort of anxiety when I've bought my kind of used car, because that was like a few years old and I just worried it was going to get scratched and things like that. And when you do have a car, eventually the excitement sort of wears off. You don't get that same kind of buzz anymore. It's just, I think it's called the adaptic adaptation. I remember hearing that. And my plan is like, if I ever do want a really nice car for whatever reason, I'm going on a long journey or something, I'll probably try and hire one just for the day or something, or for a wedding, or who knows, something like that. But the next one we'll talk about is gym membership. Now, I used to have gym membership ages ago. I used to pay £80 at one point to this fancy Virgin Active gym that has swimming pool and all this sort of stuff. But what I found was like going to the gym was just a hassle. It was, you need to, especially in the winter time, you need to get out of the house. You have to go there, you have to travel there, you have to get changed potentially, to have a shower afterwards, you have to work. And also the gyms can get really busy and you're waiting to use a bit of equipment. And it was just, oh my gosh, just like, I would just never end up going. And especially some of these new sort of budget gyms that have turned up nowadays that are like 24 hours a day, and they can get like really busy during like peak time, evening times. So what I do instead is I've just got like kettlebells and things like that at home, and I'll go for a run. Another really cool thing I do at the moment is rocking, where I wear like a heavy backpack, and that's kind of really good for you. And it just works much better. I've also bought a rowing machine. I bought this like during COVID for £250, and that's been really good. I kind of pretty much use it on most days. And then I'm also kind of working out whenever I have a spare gap. So yeah, it kind of works really good. I don't have to wait for me to kind of go down to the gym. The next thing I would say is I've stopped buying really, really cheap clothes or really, really expensive clothes. So I kind of find that sweet spot in the middle. In the UK, what I really like is like Next. I kind of get some good stuff there. I generally buy sort of plain stuff nowadays. I tend to find that sort of stays in style a lot longer. I also like Superdry, probably a bit more expensive. I've had some of their stuff that has lasted me for ages. So I don't really buy any kind of really cheap stuff like from Primark and H&M, just because the quality doesn't necessarily always last as long, although sometimes it does. And I do buy stuff like that for my kids because they grow up quite fast. And also I don't buy like really expensive designer clothes like LV and Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all of that stuff. But I'm not saying that's like a bad thing, but just for me, it's not something that I kind of particularly value. Next thing I want to talk about is major house renovation. So this is like potentially a loft or extension or brand new kitchen or something like that. So I mean, at the moment our kitchen is quite old, but it's kind of doable. And what I prefer to do is just to put money into the house and just keep trying to pay it off, rather than kind of investing in all of these sort of improvements. And I'd rather use that money just for investing or something like that. So and the next thing I want to talk about is not buying the very latest technology. So back in the day when I had the iPhone, I used to always upgrade and get the newest iPhones. I had the iPhone 4 and then go up to the 5 and then the 5S. I just kind of sell my old one. And then nowadays the phones, the difference isn't that major. Like it's just kind of incremental differences. I think there was a big time when Face ID came out. That was really good. And I do actually like that. That's something that I do kind of use a lot. But also like with laptops as well, there wasn't much of a big improvement. I think when the MacBooks released the M1, there was quite a big improvement then. But now when you've got the M2, M3, I mean, okay, it's got a really fast processor and what have you, but do I really need that? And but however, one thing I would say is like, one thing I do regret, my old laptop, I had it for way too long and it was causing me a lot of problems, and I was just trying to like squeeze the last bit of juice out of it, and I was getting sort of unproductive because of that. So it's much better that I kind of should have upgraded earlier, really. The next thing I want to talk about is buying things on sale as well. And I just want to say I got the idea for this video from a video done by Nisja, which I will have linked in the description. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. And now I'm going to talk about the next thing that I don't buy, just buying things on sale. Like things on sale, people just go crazy and just buying them because they're on sale, 30% off, 70% off. Sometimes you end up buying stuff that you don't really need. It can be quite stressful. And yeah, then I remember someone saying, how about getting something for 100% discount? And that's like not buying it at all. So I kind of like do that. The only exception I have is Black Friday, because you get some like really good deals. So if I generally make a list of stuff that I want to buy, and I kind of wait until Black Friday to actually buy it. Next one I want to talk about is haircuts. So as you can see, my hair is quite simple. It's just a number one all over. And, you know, I don't have to pay for it. My wife does it for me. So that's fantastic. Saving a lot of money that way. Back in the day when I was younger, I used to have more kind of fancy hair. And, you know, at one point I was paying £30 for a haircut. I didn't even know why I was doing that. Probably just had too much money at that point. And then a great thing about this is I just wake up and I'm ready to go. I don't have to style my hair or anything like that. So I really love that. And also the barbershop can get really busy, especially on Saturday, Sundays. So yeah, I love the fact that I don't have to go to the barbershop to do anything. Next one I want to talk about is washing my car. Now I used to go to the car wash to get the car washed, but it could get really busy, especially during a summer hot day. I'm waiting around, and also like, you know, you're in a queue, you have to wait, and some days you want to go and it's raining, then you can't go, then you have to wait for another day. And yeah, it was just like a bit of a nightmare. So what I ended up doing is buying a jet spray myself and just do it myself as when I need to. And I know it does take a bit of time and things like that, but I find that I actually save more time doing that rather than going to the car wash. I could also get my car washed just before I'm like, I don't know, about to go somewhere nice potentially. Next one I want to talk about is investing in things that I don't know. This is something I used to do a lot before. Like I invested in this crypto that I had no idea what was going on. I don't even know where it is or what's going on. I can't remember the names of them, just like during that crypto phase. And now I just kind of only invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So yeah, I kind of have a bit of an idea what those are about, and I feel more comfortable with that. But even then, it's only money that I'm prepared to lose totally as well. So I'm not most of my portfolio is not in that stuff. Also, when I say portfolio, I know it sounds very fancy, but it's not. I'm just kind of investing in index funds and things like that. And and also when I was younger, I invested in this oil company just from rumors from friends and online and stuff. So yeah, I kind of stop all of that stuff now. Next thing I want to talk about is not buying food at fancy restaurants that are kind of all hype. So there's all these restaurants that have opened up in London, especially, that seem like they're mainly just designed for Instagram, and the food isn't good. Like the service isn't that good, and I don't even know. Like, and you know, when I compare it to like a restaurant like Dishum, which is like fantastic, like they have them all over in London, and you know, they really work on their service, their price is good, the food is, you know, pretty good. But it's more of a kind of casual dining sort of vibe about it. And yeah, I have a much better time there rather than going to some of these fancy places that aren't even that great. Another thing as well, which probably got a bit of a bee in a bonnet for me, is like street food. Some of this street food is like really bad. Like, yeah, honestly, they just charge a fortune and it's not good kind of at all. And I don't know, they're just trying to get on this street food craze. I can't remember the last time I've had really good sort of street food. And yeah, next thing I want to talk about is holiday sort of souvenirs and bits and pieces. When you go on holiday, like you go to some, I don't know, zoo or something, and you take a photo, or you end up buying souvenirs and tat and stuff like that. So yeah, and that just kind of fills up your luggage, and yeah, it's just a hassle and just kind of clutters up your house. So I generally don't buy stuff. Sometimes one thing we do buy is like fridge magnets, but that's quite small, and I like having that little sort of token. It kind of sort of means something for me. So, and then the next one I want to talk about is major supermarkets as well. So we've started shopping at Aldi and Lidl recently, and we find that we save quite a bit of money doing that way, and the quality is really good. And before I was a bit of a snob and thought, oh gosh, I don't really want to go to these supermarkets. But when I go now, you see like there's loads of like, you know, middle class sort of people that go there, and it's, yeah, we just go there all the time. We love it. My friend told me about this ages ago. I wish I'd listened to him. I wish I started going Aldi and Lidl like beforehand, but they're really good, much cheaper than I find in the major supermarkets. So yeah, definitely recommend that. But yeah, just want to say thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, as it really helps the algorithm.